We're joined today by Betty Zhao, Senior Vice President of International Operations for Aruze Global Gaming. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you. I'm very honored to be here. Thanks, Cassie.
We're happy to have you. I understand that you've been with Aruze since about November of last year. How has it been so far?
I'm very excited. I have been received an enormous amount of support from Aruze Gaming Global. We call it AG2, Aruze Gaming Global, AG2 staff, both in US and America, including the Philippine teams over the past 2 months. Many of these people have intensive experience gaining from their employment at AGA and otherwise. In this short period of time, I have learned so much from them, and that will be very useful in the working through all the new challenges facing AG2. I have, of course, over 10 years personal experience in Asia gaming, which will be very helpful in understanding the different challenges and facing these markets, including the product acceptance, customer relationships, labor regularity, and etc.
Yeah, and I mean, a significant portion of that time was also spent in Macau, the major gaming market of the world. But then we have seen this huge growth in the markets such as the Philippines and Singapore. So is it exciting to be facing, this role of international operations where you get to be reaching into even more markets than you had previously?
Yes. That to me is very exciting experience that I'm going to facing, because it is be really wider, and I can see different market, and especially in Asia, the market is growing very fast. There's lots of new opportunities, and a new IR is ongoing, and there's lots of potential of the market.
Speaking of IRs, we know that Macau has kind of reached its, let's say, the final point. We only have the 6 concessionaires. There's only so many properties. But a place like the Philippines, we've got more IRs coming online. Is that one of your primary targets now?
Philippines is also absolutely a hot spot of the market. However, we are a game content supplier. We are not. It's not only Philippines, Macau, Asia, and we focus globally.
But what is then that interaction that you have with the U.S. component? Because we did see the alterations, the shift within the company sometime last year, I believe, and there was a big alteration within Aruze itself. So how much do you interact with the U.S. facing team?
Basically, I am in charge of all the international operation, and I have had a business trip a couple of weeks ago in Vegas, and we work very closely with the U.S. team. The U.S. market is very good, and also I bring back lots of good experience from the U.S. team, not only in the game itself, but also sales and marketing and everything. We work very closely.
But I mean, the two markets are very, very different in terms of the product offering, right? Certain games which are going to work in the United States will not be at all a success in Asia, and vice versa. So how much of a component do you have to include in order to kind of sculpt these games, which might be coming initially from Aruze in the United States over to the Asian market?
Yes, let's see this way. Back to 90s and 2000s, there's lots of Australian games have been a big impact for the US market. Later, and there's Asia games were outperforming the traditional themes. So today, across all the casino floor, Asia theme games are incredibly popular. Is in North America. And this is clearly important for any suppliers in our industry, including us, to build and maintain a strong global presence. We believe that we are making the right investment decision and direction for the necessary to lead all the significant markets.
The product itself, though, there had to be a bit of a refocus as there was a division of the companies, and when there was the sale itself. But then, from what I understand, Aruze Global Gaming is now focusing mostly on slots, right? Why is that?
Actually, we are totally focusing on slot because we want to laser focus on one product, and we don't want to dilute any of our resources, energies to any other products. We want to make the best level perform games in the slot world.
How do you make a mark within the Asia Pacific region? How do you stand out?
Yeah, we are very focused on our Asia product development. And our team, we have a development team based in Asia. So most of the employees that we rehired lots of previously AGA people. Most of them are very experienced and they have lots of insight of the market. So we do believe that no matter in short term or long term, we have a very healthy development of our product, and we do think that we spent the last year to grow our product development team, and we can see that we can go toe to any of the competitors. We have a very mature product development team. This is our advantage, and we can. Furthermore, our developers they do have lots of unique insight of the games, and we have different characteristic games for the Asian market.
Now, you say you can go toe-to-toe with the other competitors, but how competitive is this market?
Oh, it's very competitive. Everyone is here, and everyone got lots of new games all the time. So we are very focused on developing new games, and we are very focused on new product delivery.
How many new games do you aim to put out? Is it based upon a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis? How does that break down?
There's a number we are aiming at, but I not to disclose at this moment because it's not only games we need to release to the market. So you will see that in G2E very soon.
Okay. Now, I know aside from G2E, which will be coming up a little bit later this year, we're also going to have the ASEAN Gaming Summit coming up in March in Manila. I know that you're going to ICE just very soon, right? Next week, something like that. Are you excited about that, and what new products are you taking over there?
Yeah, I sure is. I haven't been to London for almost 5 years. I'm very excited that we have a stand there, and most of our latest cabinet will be shown there. And also our iGaming team will be there. It will be very, very exciting to see lots of old friends, and we can have face-to-face time to our customers. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's great to see that there has been a return in these conferences and expos, to get people back together after that downturn that we had in Macau. It lasted us nearly 3 years. Speaking of Macau, you guys just recently opened your new office, right?
Yes, that was last Saturday. Yeah.
All right. So, how exciting is it to have a new physical space within Macau, to be getting people together there within that, aside from having, teleconferences or phone calls? What's the importance of having that physical space here?
Yeah, that is very, very, very important for us to work together in the same space, and everything will be is more efficient than ever before. And of course, because maybe you know that we acquire the acquisition includes Aruze America, South Africa, Europe, and Australia. It doesn't include AGA. So we are having a new office, build the team back together. So it is very exciting.
Aruze does have, offices based in different places. Where are these main focuses at? Where are your development teams at? Where is your marketing teams at? Are you spread out? Do you try and concentrate? Where is that the hub, you would say?
The hub. So Macau here, Macau branch, in charge of all the Asia sales and operation. So we have office in Philippines, and most of our developers are there. And also we have Japan office, and US office, Australia, and South Africa.
Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like you've got your bases pretty well covered, but are there any plans to open any new offices specifically within Asia within the near future?
Yeah, we at this moment, because it's still like we're quite new. The acquisition is August. It's like 5 months. We are 5 months young, so we are really focused on getting everything in good order and have product on the pipeline and everything, making everything in good operation first. We have a strong group of employees where were hired from AGA. These employees, their history and knowledge that helped us a lot in making all the transition less confusing and from the customers and the suppliers. And with the ownership moving to Mr. Frank Fun is very helpful. In that, Mr. Fun is primarily focused on the supply chain in the Asian market and with innovative of EGM games. Mr. Fun has been personally very involved in the AG2 effort to build a good tier 1 development team. This gets his daily attention like 7 days a week. Likewise, each day we are thinking about our management team have been thinking about everything, all the function, including sales, marketing, and supply chain, having this level of attention and support from very top. From the very top is indispensable asset to AG2. Our decision making is very fast. In terms of no matter a large or complicated investments. So I think with this kind of management, we can moving everything very fast forward.
So this will be the first, this will be the second full quarter, considering that the acquisition was finalized last year. But it's the first full quarter of 2024, a very exciting time, in particular for Macau, because it's going to be the first quarter where we've been completely out of the clutches of COVID. So what is the excitement in terms of that? And do you have any expectations for what you can be getting from this market in the first quarter?
So in Macau, it has been very exciting because Macau is bouncing back rapidly from the COVID, and even the GDR is not as good as back in 2019. The slow GDR is 1.4 billion. It is good, and also percentage-wise, the EGM GGR versus the total GGR, there's growth from 4% to 6%. So Macau is still playing a significant hub for the gaming.
And I mean,
especially slow is playing a more important role than ever before. So that is why we are very optimistic about Macau. Philippines, of course, lots of things ongoing. The new airport and the new IR. There's plenty of opportunities. And meanwhile, other countries like Thailand and all the Emirates countries and Japan. So everywhere, Asian is booming at this moment.
I'm curious, once the game has been created, how long of a kind of a testing period do you go through before it is completely released to the market?
Oh, that depends on different type of games. So some of the games are very fast, and some of the games are pretty slow. And there's a new standard, and we need to convert some old popular games to comply with the new standard. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of that, a lot of changing regulations, but we're also seeing continued development and growth, and we're happy to see that Asia is roaring back even more. Betty Zhao, thank you very much for your time. I have to let you go for now, but I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon. Have a safe trip to ICE. Betty Zhao, Senior Vice President of International Operations for Aruze Global Gaming. Thank you.
Thank you.